All right,
I'm
pick a
good.
pick a
I'm good
pick a
on that.
pick
I'll
somebody so
pass
we
on the
can
opportunity. Sorry.
pick somebody so I can make the point. Because the point that I'm making is, I think, which is why I'm like, it's got to be nature, because even in a society that condemns this type of behavior, people still gravitate towards doing that, right? But you don't see a line of men waiting to go meet Beyonce. They would, but they just don't think it's even possible. But at the end of the concert, it's two, three, 4,000 women trying to get. They fighting each other, clawing each other, and pulling each other over. Men would never be fighting and clawing and pulling each other over to try and get to Beyonce, because they know it's gonna be fruitless, right? It's like the way our nature is set up. The I think, what's the saying, that a man will want the all, like the multitude of women, versus the way women will look at it and just want that one guy that they want. I think that's more nature than anything. I
Hmm.
really do.
Yeah,
Even against social programs.
I think even we look at the Beyonce situation, right? Once we feel like respectable men, a lot of respectable brothers, once we feel like
Respectable.
you belong to somebody, we're just like, hey, that's his girl. You know what I'm saying? And we will continue to, just because we want that same respect. We have a lot of respect for brothers that are willing to have wives or have kids with mothers and whatever. You know, we're very respectful people because that's what we want. We want respect. And if I got one of the baddest chicks in the game, right? Like, I don't want nobody coming out here taking my woman. You know what I'm saying? Granted, she can walk off whenever she pleases or whatever. But like brothers, the big thing about brothers or respectable brothers is respect. And if I know, like for you, if I see a girl on the street, I think she's fantastic, right? And then I'm talking to her, I'm listening to her, and then she says she got a husband. And then I find out that husband is you. Well, shoot. I'm like, oh, well, my bad. I ain't know. So now, because I know you and I know that she's spoken for, a lot of brothers that not just trying to slip around are just going to turn around and go in the opposite direction. But some people will make the argument for some women, even if when a girl knows this guy is taken, depending on how attractive or how influential or whatever it is, or attractive or whatever she wants from this guy, if she thinks she gonna get it, she gonna go after it. And it just is
I
what it
think
is.
I think that again boils back down to nature. I think that boils back down to the nature, because I like we don't like, social proof is a thing, right? In dating, or pre-selection, I think they call it. Men don't typically operate in the same way, but across the board, women have understand understand pre-selection. If you go someplace with a beautiful woman, it will entice more women to be attracted to you, as opposed to if she went someplace with a man that we thought was rich. Men might even stay away at that point, or that we felt like was top 10, top 30%. Like, "Oh, I don't even got a shot. I'm gonna leave her alone." I think that boils down to nature, because even throughout a social programming, we still operate like that. It's just in the shadiest ways possible.
Well, if it's down to nature, you know, that's essentially the main argument or the crux of the red pill space, is that naturally what it is that you're advocating for, like the argument of like, hey, you're not a traditional woman, but even though you're not a traditional woman, you still want a traditional man. Even though you make all of this money, you make more money than men. Like I literally just read a stat yesterday because I was curious about the statement that said in the red pill that women aren't the most educated, they're the most enrolled. Well, fun fact, apparently since 2015, women have been out graduating men since 2015. That would suggest that not necessarily that they're the most educated and not even that they're the most enrolled, but is they're the most actually getting degrees when they go to school, which I thought was a very, very interesting stat. So the big thing is that like a lot of issues that people have with the red pill is what they perceive is how the men are going about it. But essentially, the red pill is simply supposed to be, hey, how we naturally operate. Men want this from women, women want this from men. You know what I'm saying? And we operate as such. I don't think there should be much issue with that.
So, with that argument, then with men's nature, should they not want more than one woman? Like when we're talking about testosterone levels, when we're talking about sex drive, when we're talking about the need to be the man, because you had alluded to what it looks like or how a man's perceived when he walks in with an incredibly attractive woman. Is that not amplified when he has two or more? Like, is it not then in a man's nature to actually seek out more than one?
Oh yeah, it's definitely in a man's nature, and we've decided to go against that nature. Some for religious purposes, some for logical purposes, because like you said, like to have the ability or the desire or the skill set to actually manage a household full of multiple women, different personalities, different menstrual cycles, different ideas, like that's asking a lot of anybody. Because if these women don't have the right mentality, even if you got a good guy, like you're asking for trouble. But I do believe from a natural standpoint, like men want multiple women.
So I agree with you. The one thing I will say is if we know anything about women is that menstrual cycles sync up after some time. So just wanted to say that there's no multiple. At some point, they're going to align to be around the same time.
God created Bluetooth for he he created Bluetooth so that they cycles on Bluetooth. That's when
Shut
they
up,
get
Marcus.
together.
Just
They
hush.
sync
Just
up.
hush. Just hush. No, but she's absolutely correct. It was something that you pointed out. It was about God, I hate when I need to start writing stuff down. When you get older, you do this. Um, it was a point that you made, HP. Come back to me. Does anybody ever have to? It was something that HP said.
I agree with his point about that it that naturally you do want more than one woman. I think that it depends on the
I
man,
think
right?
we figured it out. Y'all can't scream that no more than this already been screamed. But guess what? Let me tell y'all. Men want more women. Okay? Women want y'all to have more money. We know that. That
Big
is
facts.
right. If we can somehow get this together, then we would just, we get it. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That carbon monoxide beat, did it bring the idea back? Because as soon as it beat, it's like a bulb went up over
Oh,
your
you
head.
know what? You know what? No,
I know
what
what
I
it
wanted
is.
to bring up was the education part, right? There again, all a degree says is you've completed something. You are
Mhm.
able to dedicate yourself to a program and complete it, right? And so,
Mm.
there again, when it's talking about a husband, security, is he able to complete something? Because that's really, because nobody's really getting their degrees in something that they actually do, but people want you to have one. Sometimes they don't even care what your degree is in, it'll just say just have to have a bachelor's, right? Because they want to know that you've completed something. You dedicated yourself to something for 4 years and you completed it. So that's a big deal. And even when it comes to a household, some women want to know, and I've always said this too, and I know we're talking about polygamy, and I'm going to go off. I'm sorry. Sometimes it's just how you carry yourself. People who go to college just carry themselves a little different than those who do not. And that is a big, that has a lot to do with it. Would you not agree?